Okay. What's up now?
Okay. So we had that conversation with Nino together. Then I had a conversation with him last night. Um,
I
part of
also had a conversation with
yeah,
him
he
last night
told
where all
me.
he does is talking goddamn riddles.
Yeah, he does do
Hey,
that.
listen here, Peters. Where'd you park your car? It's very concerning what's going on with the police department.
Okay,
The
so
storm is blowing from the west. My name is Nino.
all right, so as far
Watch
as
your
it goes with
job. Otherwise,
the
the lightning
Riddler,
strikes.
um, he spoke to me mainly about Maxwell, which is why I'm putting an emphasis on this. I think we've gotten that sorted out, and you guys know like what I'm expecting moving forward. That includes myself. I need to take a more hands-on approach, I think, with everybody in command.
I
Nino is losing. Hold on.
okay.
Nino's losing his shit about what happened on Saturday. Here's the thing: is like Saturday was bad. However, eh, Nino's like the state of the police department, yada yada. You know, it's failing, and I'm like, yeah, okay. Saturday was really bad, but at the same time, I think that there are calls every day that happen. The majority of things that happen, people do okay at. You know, maybe they're not perfect, but
Nino's the
people
new Sam
are
Bass.
getting their job done. We aren't getting those complaints. Like it's you're never going to get a call from
What
a
happened
criminal
Saturday?
saying, "Oh, my experience, getting arrested was great." You're never going to get those calls, but you will get the calls when things go to shit, which on Saturday it sounds like it did go to shit.
Brian can fix it. Brian was around, didn't fix
And
shit.
it sounds like though that all of those issues have been addressed. I've told Stevie and Trig that I expect that like the people involved with
Somebody
this
was shot. Like, there's
situation,
a bunch of
the
shit that
criminals,
happened.
victims, whatever the fuck you want to call them,
People got shot into cars. They were
um,
leaving a bank instead
that
of
they
letting
are
them get
also
away.
reached out to, and that it's acknowledged that it's been addressed on our end and that we are changing
Marshals
policies.
drove into a
Because
scene
even if
in an
we
unmarked
do things
car.
on our end, if we don't
There was another car
take
that looked
that
like a Marshall car
next
that
step
thought
to
people
relay
were
that
shooting at that
information,
were the
in
marshals.
their
So then
eyes
they
nothing
opened
has been done.
fire.
um so we need to see this the whole way through. um what else? Yeah, I think the main thing that I'm seeing right now and that I spoke to Nino about is just like there is, and like I know I've been checked out, and I guess I can't be. We need to do a better job of communicating between ourselves and communicating with command. So I will be taking a more hands-on approach, unless my hopes and dreams are fulfilled and Turner is made chief of police and I can go to a beach and do puzzles. Um, I will be taking a more hands-on approach moving forward. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I every day I get on and I see the thing that's kind of like fucked up. This is my opinion, right? And I'm not going to say this because obviously Maxwell feels some type of way, but I always go up to her and Viv and say, "Hey, what can I help you with? Are you good? Is there anything you need from me?" And I hope that what this is maybe, I mean, maybe she did hit a breaking point.
I will say from what Maxwell said, it sounds like Nino's been crashing out on her. So maybe this is like, Nino's crash outs, he makes everything sound like the end of the world and gets people riled up, right? So I don't know how much of this is Maxwell and how much of this is Nino. But Nino crashes out on Maxwell and then Nino crashes out on me. So,
Yeah.
but these were things that were brought to me Regardless, we need to just, I think, address them and try to find solutions for them. As you always say, solution oriented. And just try for better communication. Even if the communication is there, we got to just keep doing that. For whatever reason, Maxwell doesn't feel like we are communicating with her right now. So I think we can easily fix that, including myself. I'm not excluding myself in this at all. I'm part of it as well. I think part of it is that Maxwell, it's less you and more Eric. She said Eric doesn't talk to her. And I know he's had his whole tumor, his whole voice translator shit. But I really need him to lock in. And I don't know if you need to have a conversation with him about it, but he needs to be available for people
I
and can't just be writing with Stevie.
can I give you my opinion on that?
Yes.
I disagree. I think Eric has his strengths, and people need to play into their strengths. I don't think that that is one of Trig's strengths. While I do think he's an asset, and there's certain parts of the job he's amazing at, that part of the job he's not amazing at. So that's where you and I need to.
Which part? Like going to people and checking
Yes.
in with them? Yeah. No, and
So
that's why I made it very clear, like, this is what I need from you. And if he can't do that, like, we need to be supporting him to go do that. But if he can't do that, then we need to figure out how, like, what do we do? How do we help him do these do this? This is an expectation. This is what high command has to do, is support command.
yeah, I agree. I agree, but I think putting those expectations on Trig when he's like that's not what his strong suit is.
But then we need to figure out ways to help him grow into that. Just because it might not be a strength now doesn't mean that it's not a strength that we can sort of try to nurture and help him grow into.
Yeah, I mean, my opinion on it, I will do whatever you tell me to do, but my whole opinion on it is you're trying to help a lion grow into be a panda bear. Like it's not gonna necessarily
Trig is great with talking to people,
okay.
but it's usually when people come to him. I need him to go and check in with people. I don't think that that is a crazy thing to ask of somebody. Even just walking up to a command member and saying, "Hey, what are you doing today? How can I help?" If that is something that he cannot do, I think you need to give him more of the benefit of the doubt here. That is not an unreasonable expectation of someone.
Fair enough.